All right, man. This is the Freeform Rock Podcast, YouTube Saturday exclusive, not on Sunday this
Right
week
on.
because we're
Yep.
back on fucking a regular day. And then you know what I want to
Yep.
say? Fuck it.
Right on,
I'm
man.
drunk, dude. Are you drunk?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, man. But this week I wanted to do something different. I wanted to get like the people on our pages questions. I wanted to know what they wanted to know.
Okay,
So let's
that's
get it.
cool.
We got this guy, Kick Toy him or him Kick Toy. He wanted to know, do you think rock and roll is alive and well or dead? Why am I hearing you in the background?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I like to talk more than I talk.
Are you playing your own videos in the background?
I'm doing double speak.
Dude, turn off your computer. Turn off your computer. You're acting like a Japanese bitch right now. Come on.
I wanted to see how long it took you to find that out.
I heard that. I can say it. Well, let's get back to the question. Do you think rock and roll is alive and well? And do you think it's dying? And if it's dying, what's the cause? If it's alive and well, what do you think what bands are leading the curve for it?
Well, first of all, before I answer the questions, I will say I saw them, and they're typical questions that people ask. And so, not that I'm giving typical answers, but I'm like, we
don't want the typical answers.
People can't think of more interesting questions, but that's because they don't know enough about music. But let's just
Kick Toy, you've been kicked to the curb on that one.
Forget about that. Let's just forget about that. I think that music has always had times when there were some good bands and bands that weren't as good, and there have always been groups and songs that have been popular because the record company promotes those songs, and then they become iconic and they're hits and everybody knows them. And some people like them. There's some people that don't. But our culture is always filled with tons of songs that everybody knows. And that's not going to change. If I had any say in the matter, I would say that people need to delve more into music that they don't know from the early days, because groups now, there's always going to be new groups. And just like back in the early days, the new groups now are considered to be the old groups. And even 5 years ago, bands that came out with an album are considered to be oldies.
Like Rival Sons, Hailstorm,
They're starting to be oldies in other people's opinions. I don't think they are, but yeah, I think music's doing fine. I don't think that I'm going to be listening to a lot of it, but I think there's going to be enough people who listen to it to make it fine. And I would say, even though Rival Sons and Hailstorm are decent bands, I mean, they're not bands that I rush to in order to listen to stuff, but I guess you could say they're about the best of the bunch, even though that's like saying the grandson of the original owner of the, Doty's Pizza, whatever it is. I'll drink soon after I finish my talk. Let's say Grandpa Doty, he retired, so his son took over and didn't do as good, but okay. And then his son took over and changed the recipe. And they say, well, at least it's Doty's Pizza. So it's like that. It's like these new groups are kind of like grandkids to what music used to be. But at least they're trying. And people nowadays who are born newer and don't know about the old groups, it's good enough for them. So yeah, music's going to continue on.
But I think Hailstorm, Rival Sons, Crowbot, you have bands like that are coming out, and there's a lot of other new bands that I like. The thing that I kind of get pissed off at is that people kind of like you, Lee. You kind of just stay in your own box, 70s, 80s, and then you're done.
That's how it should be.
No, you need to give these new bands, fucking some props.
They need to give us better music.
Rival Sons, you like the Rival Sons we did.
You have to hear some of,
and you liked fucking
his solo work.
Clutch.
Don't remind me. Don't remind me. Don't remind me. Don't remind me.
I'm going to remind you because there's so many good new bands on what I got here. Even Collective Soul. I know they were from the 90s, but they're still good.
Yeah.
You know?
They're cool.
You got new
shit. They're the one new band that you ought to hear.
From the 90s. Yeah. Ugly Kid Joe also. But
no, I stop at Collective Soul.
But there's a lot of new fucking bands out there, man. New music by old bands that we like that people just go, well, it's not what they sounded like in the 80s or 90s. I don't want to hear this.
I would prefer that at least listen to the new stuff by the old bands instead of the new stuff by the new bands.
Thunder's a great band. They keep putting out new shit.
Okay, that's one.
Okay, on you got Kick Toy Him, you know, I don't know, but the guy wants to be with us. He wants to talk music with us, but I know you're burned out on guests, so I'm going to push him back for maybe a few months. But
years.
I don't know. But I think there's a lot of great music out. I
don't even know what he sounds like.
I sent you a video of him. He does some covers, but I
didn't hear it.
I just think people don't want to look for new music anymore. MTV was easy for them to find new music, and now YouTube, you just don't
even
go
MTV
new rock bands.
Even MTV was a bit too commercial, you know.
It was, but you have YouTube now where you could go find what Stonefield.
Yeah.
You have Stonefield. You have all these new bands that you've given me that are pretty fucking good. You got Thunder Mother, pretty good if you like AC/DC type stuff. A women, female. You got all these good bands coming out, man. And the thing is,
you've got one or two.
People just want to hear fucking Drake or fucking Machine Gun Kelly. Fuck that shit. They suck.
But a lot of what you like sucks also.
Not really. You've liked everything I gave you new.
That's because you don't give me the suck.
I don't give you the suck of the new. Did you like that group Projector I sent you?
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of new, James West asks us, what do you think of Lucifer Midnight Phantom?
I didn't hear it, but she looks nice.
Motherfucker. I gave it to you to listen to.
Oh.
I'm going to pause this fucking video. You listen to it. I will
take a quick listen. I will do that.
Take a quick listen. I'm going to pause this and we'll be back in a minute. I'm going to pause it.
Okay.
We're back and he just listened to Lucifer. What did you think about him?
Wow, she kind of reminds me a little bit of Carolyn Hester from the Carolyn Hester Coalition. You won't know who that is, so don't even ask me to explain. But nobody will. But anyway, it's really good. It's kind of like the old style of singing, like Heart, like Magic Man kind of stuff, and the music's really good. The music is like really good old style stuff that I like. I'm surprised that James found some so good, but thank you, James.
I'm kind of surprised James West likes new music. Just me. But dude, James, that was a fucking great album. I ordered it on CD so I could play it on thatmetalstation.com. on Tuesdays.
And her voice is really good. And I like the way that she dances and is really cool on the screen. It's all good.
Voice is really sultry, and I just want to,
Oh,
I'm not gonna say it. She gives me a hard on. Great pick, James West. We love it.
Right on.
Dude, and I'm gonna get on James West. You said go check out Lucifer. They rock. That wasn't a fucking question, dude. The question, the way you phrase the question, hey, tell me what you think about this band Lucifer. That's a question. You made a statement.
Huh.
But yeah, we got a little argument. He even texted me about it. He said, fuck, I was trying to participate. Dude, you didn't ask a question. You made a fucking statement. I'm being all bushy Nate here. But then we got a question. I'm going to ask you this from Tim Wisniak, even though he's fucking with me, because I just want to hear your answer. In the track Heaven and Hell by Black Sabbath, Ronnie sings about the dancer. Who or what is the dancer supposed to represent?
Well, first of all, I'm one of the ones who thinks, who cares when it comes to what Ronnie James Dio sings about, because he's always doing
abstract.
The Silver Mountain or the Fairy on the Hill. And so the dancer is someone who's on the mountain dancing.
Well,
I don't remember that song exactly, but I know the album and I like it. So that's all I'm going to say.
He goes, who bleeds for the dancer? I looked it up and there were so many definitions of it. It sadly sucks that Ronnie James Dio really never explained the lyric of that song. I don't think he did. If he did, comment on the Freeform Rock podcast Facebook page or comment on our YouTube page that you're seeing this video on. But what I saw was that the dancer was God.
Okay.
That nobody bleeds for God. That's what he meant. I don't know.
Sounds good.
I don't know if that's what he meant. I just want to hear your opinion on it.
That sounds good. That actually sounds like it makes sense. Yes.
Then he asked me, what did Joey Kramer's wife die of? I don't fucking know because nobody.
I don't know.
We don't know. I know he said he was fucking.
That's
with
my
us.
Answer.
But from Ron Dimert, I don't know if we're saying your name, Ron Dimert. But why do people want to be so miserable? Why suck the joy out of life? Why not tolerate others' opinions instead of pretending to?
Oh, well, I never pretend to agree with anybody anyway. So I think the joy out of life gets sucked out when I can't disagree with people. So there you go.
You could disagree with me all you want. I love it.
It's only that you never cave in.
No. I
that's the guns. Thing. It's like you're a bag where if I go to punch it, my hand gets hurt. It's like the bag moves and I can't even punch it, but then I get my hand hurt, like as if I punched my own hand, and now I'm feeling
it. I just wanted to ask you that. And then he also asked, why do people think there's no good new music when there is? Why do you think there's no good new music, Lee?
I think there is, but I don't think that it's stuff that people can find.
Do you think people are lazy and trying to find new music and they just want to stay in their box?
I think that they just don't know where to look. I think that it's like in a bookstore. If you see tons of books, or if you go to a music store and see tons of CDs, you don't go into sections where you don't know anything. So in a way, people stay in their box, but they only do it because because nobody told them that they can get out of it.
You know what I like about YouTube? I could find new bands like Projector. I never heard of Projector, but the thing is, I was listening to some other songs and it played stuff that they thought I would like, and Projector ruled. And I was like, damn, this fucking rules. But And then friends like James and Eric Armsby Jordan, Eddie Conestraci, Edwin Conestraci, Dr. Fuck, Ian Wadley. Ian Wadley got me into Frank Zappa. You know, that's old music, but it was new to me. But the thing is, people need to be open-minded. It's like we can't keep listening to this fucking hip hop crap. The fucking, it's like in the late 80s when Nirvana came out, it fucking drowned out the fucking copy bands. It's like we need some people who are artistic that can make new music that doesn't sound like anybody
the
else.
The only thing is Nirvana, I think, had one good song, and that's it.
You liked fucking Nevermind. We did a review on that, dude.
All right, maybe at that day I was in a good mood, but I mean, I'm not really a big fan of them. I think that at their best, they were able to kind of play well.
Well, Dave Grohl is a killer drummer.
If you say so.
I think he is. I love the Foo Fighters better than Nirvana. But then we get to another question.
That's not saying much, but I agree with you.
Then we get to who said this? We already said that.
I'm going to take another drink.
Oh, I'm going to take another drink too, because we are the Drunk Freeform Rock Podcast. Hey, Chris Sinzak, I love you, dude. I love you. You share our shit just because you share. I share your shit because you rule. Aaron Camaro, you guys rule.
They're good.
I've never heard a bad episode by you guys. Also, the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast. Also, I hate to say this because those fuckers don't share unless they like an episode. It's a Rock All Over You podcast. They only share us when they like an episode.
Yeah, well, that's actually a good thing.
But the thing is,
why share an episode if you don't like it?
But they didn't share the fucking Mascara Sue. But we were funny as shit on that, even if the music sucked.
Well, even though you thought it did.
Well, Charles too.
Well, there's a lot of people who don't like it, but I liked it, and so that counts.
I'm happy we got 30 downloads of that episode.
I'm happy that you actually were able to do it. I'm happy that you didn't even get worse.
It was still rock.
Cool.
Yeah. But we're going to do Guns N' Roses, Use Your Religion 1 and 2 next. Well, after your...
If that's because I did Mascara Sue, then yes, I do deserve to get that album.
You know what, dude? I love both of those albums. There's some songs on it that suck. I will give you that. But then I have another question from
that's like saying, you know what? I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I hate bread and I hate peanut butter, but I like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. It's kind of like that.
Remember that banana peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time.
I remember the song peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly. I remember that song.
Okay. But then we get to Metal Mike Tyler.
I remember Rita Pavone's song. My name is Potato, 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 Potato. Or anyway, go on.
I got a question from Metal Mike Tyler from thatmetalstation.com every Friday night. And also the Plug Podcast, Music and More with Nate Atchison, Bushy. Check out their podcast. But he asked a question that's more in your wheelhouse.
Oh.
He said, do you like women with tucked in shirts? Should they wear belts or not?
Ooh, well, I do like when they wear belts, but even without belts, the tucked in shirt is great. I mean, a woman who tucks in her shirt, I just think that it's this sexy thing that takes over anything else. I like that.
This is me. If a woman tucks in her shirt, it's cool. But I want to see the fucking huge boobs. I want to see the boobs with the tucked in short. I don't want to see the tiny fucking like pomegranates. I want to see the fucking watermelons.
So you like
I like the boobs, man.
Yeah. Okay.
They tuck in their shirt. I'm gonna give you this, Lee. If they tuck in their shirt with the huge boobs, that's cool because it shows off their huge boobs. But they tuck in their shirt with fucking little fucking like plums. I'm like, dude, just fucking stop. Give me the fucking C cups, the D cups, the double D's.
So you like the really huge ladies. You like the really
dude, they're skinny women. They're skinny women. They're
expanded women.
They're skinny women with double D's, dude. They're tucking their shirts. I've showed you pictures of that, and you thank you.
Yeah, I know.
You give me the women with the fucking no boobs that tuck in their shirts.
I know, but that's because I think that the whole look of the outfit is more important than just one body part.
I need the fucking D cups and the C cups. Even a V. Give me a V. I'm not being misogynistic.
It's like you would be someone who would listen to an album because you like the color of the vinyl more than the music.
No, never. I need to have good music. I won't listen to fucking Ace and Base because the album is fucking red.
Well, then why wouldn't you like I mean, you just happen to like certain body parts. That's typical of a lot of guys.
Dude,
I'm not saying it's wrong, but I mean, it's just, you know, to me, I think it's a little short-sighted. That's all.
Dude, my first wife had fucking like B cups. My second wife had B cups. My third wife has C cups. I'm good with boobs. I'm good because you know what? I go for the personality more than that. But the pictures you put up, I've given you pictures with girls with double T's.
I know.
Shirts, and you love it.
Yeah.
But then we get to a question from Andy Rodriguez, and I can't answer this. I don't know if you could answer this from the Black Spinner podcast. He said, record companies fucking around with the band's albums like Capitol did with the Beatles or Polygram did with the Kiss. Music from the Elder, like they changed the track listings. Or AC/DC, the Australian copy.
I know what he means.
I don't know what he means, but you do.
Well, you explained it like you know what he meant.
I don't know what he means.
Or are you just repeating what he wrote?
I'm repeating what I know. I know Dr. Fuck Rafaela said the Australian copies of AC/DC are different than the American. The Beatles are different.
They are.
But the thing is, I just listen to the songs. I don't listen to what they did. But you're more intelligent.
Just like you think a Greatest Hits album is the same as a regular studio album.
No, I don't like Greatest Hits albums. I like studio albums.
So in other words, you don't care whether or not they switched the lettuce on the burger as long as it has a burger.
No, I think he was saying with the Beatles, Capitol for America.
Here's what it is. In England, they had let's say they had 14 songs on an album. And then in America, they decide, well, 2 of these songs may not necessarily be popular in America, so we're going to cut them out. And they also did a single, which was just a single in England. Let's put that on the album. So then they have like 3 or 4 albums like that. And then by that time, there's about 8 songs from the English albums that weren't on the American. So they put in a few singles, and then they have one more English. No, they have one more American album that way. And they did that with a lot of stuff. And with AC/DC's first album, High Voltage, there's songs like Show Business, and there's songs like Love Song that aren't on it. And the album that we know as High Voltage is from most of the Australian album TNT. And then the album Let There Be Rock, the original song was Crabsody in Blue, and instead they changed it to Problem Child. But when they put in Problem Child, they took out the last minute or so. So that was on Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap.
Which is released different, like later than what they released in Australia.
And even that album, even though they kind of doctored it up a little bit, that was more like what the original album was, except for maybe one different song. So you know, so what was his question? Because
what do you think about the record companies fucking with the albums?
I think that I didn't like it, but it's kind of like we didn't know about until later, because back in the day we didn't even know about the difference between the English albums and the American albums. We just were,
or the Australian albums.
Yeah. All we knew was what was on the shelves. So we find out later about it, but at the time we didn't care because we didn't know.
Yeah, it's like what with Dirty Deeds, it was put out in like what 81 or something. Then, I don't know.
I guess.
What year was Queen fucking the Game put out?
That was about 82, 83.
82, 80, and then they put Dirty Deeds, and then Angus was pissed off because
but that album was put it out. That album was way before that time period, though. That was recorded about 74 or 75. I just
remember hearing Another One Bites Dust, Another One Bites Dust, and then I heard Dirty Deeds, Done Dirt Cheap, but that was after Back in Black.
That's because they finally released it as an American album. It wasn't before that.
Yeah, it's like fucking Bon Scott got screwed because Back in Black became a huge hit in America. So they said, hey, let's release Dirty Deeds now on America, bitches.
Well, yeah, but I mean, but that album wasn't really one of their best ones anyway. They had a lot of their other albums like Let There Be Rock and Power Age that were doing well.
I love Power Age.
So it's just a matter of,
I love Let There Be Rock. There's not one AC/DC album I don't like.
Yeah, so you're answering the questions, but you're answering it like someone who doesn't know the history. So it's like you're giving the history that you know, which is not the right history.
You don't like?
No, I'm just saying the information you're giving about it is from someone who doesn't know firsthand. It's like you heard the stories passed from several people, and so that's the story you're giving.
No, but I like Power Age. Power Age is my favorite AC/DC album. And then Back in Black is my second. But I love Highway to Hell. I love any AC/DC album. I love Brian Johnson. I love Bon Scott. Bon Scott's my favorite because, like Ian Wiley said, he's a shithouse poet. I got holes in my jeans, holes, shit like that.
There was this guy who went into a record store. It was in Mill Valley back in the day. And the guy who owned the shop was totally into blues. And there was this guy who went in there, and he looked like some lawyer type of a guy, and he was acting like, oh man, I just heard some blues, so I just want to hear some blues. What should I get? What kind of blues should I get? I don't care what kind it is, any kind at all. And the guy behind the counter is like, that's like asking someone, what's your favorite word? Well, what context is the word? You know, it's like, or asking you, what's your favorite thing? Well, like, what do you mean? Do you mean like in music or in food, or what is my favorite thing? You know, so but he was able to help the guy. But you sound kind of like that. You're like, I heard these bands because I grew up and I finally got to hear music. So there's a thing called music. I would go into the store and I would buy something and say, this is music. I love music. So we're going to be reviewing albums because this group was music and I love music.
Dude, we did bands.
That's sort of how you sound.
We did bands on our podcast, like fucking Driving and Crying. We did bands like your fucking shit you picked. Pop Poop.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you know what Dana told me? You know Dana, right?
Uh-huh.
She told me soak a tampon in fucking, what is this shit? I don't know. Some alcohol and put it up my ass and do a video of that. What the fuck, man? You want me to fucking die, Dana?
I actually think that is less gross than the snorting of the alcohol.
Dude, but the fucking putting a fucking tampon on my ass to suck for the alcohol be fucking horrible.
It's actually more hygienic than some things.
Oh my God. Fuck that shit. I'm not doing that.
Because it would clean down there.
And I'd be like, fuck, I'm listening to some fucking Depeche Mode. Have we did a Depeche Mode podcast yet?
Let's make our next Zoom episode, we talk about Depeche Mode.
That'd be cool.
That way we don't have to review the album.
I want to do People or Black Celebration.
You know what? You're like a little kid who the dad is trying to get the whole family into health foods and to do a podcast about health foods. And the little kid says, I know what, let's do gummy bears. Let's do candy cigarettes. Let's do Malto Meal. Let's do Lifesavers. Let's and then the dad's
butterscotch Lifesavers rule.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You're I'll do these albums because
I do what you want.
That's the only reason.
I'm just saying I am fucked over. Eddie Cotta
musically too.
Fuck you.
And I think that you do it on purpose because you want to look screwed up, but then you can't remember how to be normal again. So this is how you really are.
I am normal. What I said. Oh, I got hiccups now because of fucking whiskey. All right, man. But fuck, dude, that's all the questions I have for people. But I'm saying, fuck, yeah. I am fucked up, dude. We need to go, dude. Say goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Give me the notes.
I will. Bye-bye.